So, as you can imagine, a sports camp requires certain sport equipment. You don't need to have the latest and greatest, but ensure that it's safe. Remember, the equipment reflects the quality of your camp. Depending on the sports that you offer, you could have campers bring their own equipment, but just make sure that they keep track of their own equipment so that you're not responsible for any lost or stolen items. So we put together some top tips for you. Over the years, we've encountered different challenges with our equipment, so we wanted to save you that trouble and put together some top tips. So here they are. The first is the amount of right and left-handed sticks that you have at camp. A common problem we face is kids complaining that there are not enough right-handed sticks or vice versa. So ensure that you have at least 5 extra of each handed stick available the first day, because you really want kids practicing with the right-handed stick or the left-handed stick, whatever they need. It's going to make for a better session for them, right? So ensure you have that. Adjustable basketball nets. So if you're including children ages 5 to 7, make sure you have adjustable nets. They're just not strong enough to be able to reach the net. So if you want to create scoring opportunities and make more of a lively game, then make sure you have adjustable nets. It really boosts their confidence, and you can see them just so excited when they actually score a basket. The versatility of a folding table. So I'm not sure if you knew how key a folding table is at your camp, but we find that they work as really great nets and even better as boundaries in your hockey arena. Unless you want to chase hockey balls every time someone misses the net, it's great to set up the folding tables around the nets and around your arena. It'll save you a lot of time and effort. And the importance of pennies. So we can't express how important they are. I'm not sure if you tried to play a soccer game with 20 children in blue shirts. It's pure chaos. Even when they turn the shirts around, it's just a sea of blue. So it's important you have bright colored pennies that you can use to identify the teams. And then using people as cones. So you might not have thought of this, but if you're low on cones, it's great to use people in replacement. So for example, if you're leading a dribbling drill, you can line the leaders up along the length of the court, and as the campers are dribbling through the leaders, you can watch as your drill comes to life. It's so much more of a challenge when you're dribbling by a leader instead of by a lifeless cone, right? So those are some of our tips. You're going to find way more tips and numbers, the amount of equipment that you should use at camp in our camp planning manual. So make sure to check that out when you're preparing your camp equipment. Choosing and evaluating a facility is one of the most crucial decisions you'll make when planning camp. Deciding on which games to play, sure, it's important, but if you don't have enough space, you will only be limited in your options. The facility will influence every part of camp: scheduling, the behavior of campers, safety, and even registration numbers. This isn't a decision to take lightly. Don't just assume that it's going to be at your church. Evaluate before you confirm. There's more information in the camp planning manual which will help you make this decision. But for now, we're going to go over a couple key things to remember when choosing your facility. The first is space. Is there enough space, and is it safe space? Maybe you have a parking lot, but is it level? Are there potholes, or is there gravel scattered around? This could be very dangerous. You may have a nice grassy area, but think about it. Is it big enough to host 20 kids in a soccer scrimmage, and is it close to the road? These are things you need to consider. You may think you have enough, but when you think numbers and you think safety of the space, that will really influence your decision. So some churches rent a different facility, or they might have soccer at a park nearby, but you need to consider the safety concerns when moving 10 to 20 kids off site and just the walking distance. Second is your facility adequately equipped? So say you're doing basketball in the gym and you have 20 kids. 2 nets is not enough. It will be very frustrating and the quality of camp will decrease. So you need to consider if you have enough equipment there. Also bathrooms. Are they within walking distance? Is it close walking distance? If you have soccer at a park, once again, you need to consider that 10-minute walk that you have to make back for washrooms. Kids go so often. Also, you need to think about sufficient indoor facility. This is key because kids need enough space to get out of the sun as a whole camp for lunch, for large group activities, and especially on rainy days. You also need adequate individual space for small group devotions. We know that kids get easily distracted, and if you have small groups going on in close proximity, the kids are going to get distracted and you're going to have to deal with a lot of behavior. And finally, is your camp going to be in an ideal location? Is it in the country, away from subdivisions, away from the hustle bustle of the city? Is it on a transit line? Is it difficult for people to get to? You need to consider how people will come, and you have to think carefully on whether you want people to come into your church, and that's important to you, or if it's important for you to relocate your camp to another part of town so you're reaching a specific people group. We've covered a lot of information about equipment and facility. I urge you to think carefully about the decisions you make in this area, because facility and equipment, they have a huge impact on the quality of your sports camp.